Well, guys, as you can see, the timber company that we leased from, they came in, this was the big clear cut where we saw the deer last several months. They came in and burned this this past week. So you can still see the gas line. They kind of made fire breaks to protect our field areas and stuff. But you see all that area is just kind of burnt now, which is fine. I mean, the deer were obviously bedding there. They used it a lot. But, in the next couple of weeks, this will have new grass starting to sprout up in it. I mean, this deer will hammer this stuff. This will be really good during season. It'll be kind of the best of both worlds. They'll be out here feeding on this because we've still got 6 weeks till bow season starts. So they'll be out here feeding on that new grass when it props up. And then, of course, we'll have our fields planted at that point too. But this should be a really good season. Well, there's Big Boy. He's still in the area after the burn. They burned that whole clear cut. I guess they're getting ready to plant it. Which is fine. There's still plenty of food for them on the property. That burn will be really good for probably late season. Either a 6 or a 7 point. Definitely, I don't know that. I definitely wouldn't shoot that deer. He's wide. He's going to be I don't know. Maybe one we want to get rid of. It looks like an older deer, just not developed. Alright guys, you can tell his winter coat's starting to come in. So what's today? Today is August the 30th. He's got kind of a weird rack. August the 30th. So we got, these deer will start losing, they're going to start losing velvet really soon. Probably the next, I would think the next 2 to 3 weeks maybe. I don't know. It's getting close. So there's that one. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Another one. A little bit harder to see. He's got his head all in the bushes there. Well, he's going to make it easy for me anyway. Got one bedded here. That's a good buck. He's just hanging out. He is a good buck. Yeah, if you get into these like really dense hardwood areas right now, you can see thermal signatures some, but you'll miss a lot. It's really difficult to see deer. You may see bits and pieces of them, but to really get a good view. So for herd surveys and stuff, it's probably better to do them when the leaves fall off. If you've got it's mainly hardwoods and stuff. If your property is like this with these select cut pines, clear cut predominantly, pine plantation type, we can survey those right now. You can see you catch them walking through there pretty good. I'm just following this deer for a little bit and getting some more pictures of him. He's a good one. I mean, like I followed him last year. We saw him. I may have had some video of him in the beginning of the season. He was a 3-year-old last year. He really wasn't, one we could shoot. And, he's another good example of, just waiting and letting them get to 4.5 if possible. I get if you're on public land or something like that, or, you know, you just have a really small piece of property and the bucks don't stay on there or something. But if you've got, you know, one of these hunting clubs and, you know, you've got a decent amount of property that's holding bucks, I mean, you know, let them grow a little bit. Now, here's something I wouldn't have expected to see. I just didn't realize that it would be this close. But you said this is a, I mean, he's not standing. It's hard to tell. Is he a 3 or 4? But he's a decent buck, right? I mean, you look at that. He's a decent buck. He's pretty wide and bedded. What, 10 feet away from him? 15 feet away from him? That little Bambi over there. Or just walking through, I guess. Let's see who we got walking down the middle of the road here. Looks like, is that the 10 point? I think that may be the 10 point. The infamous 10 point right here. So what do you guys think? I mean, you know, I've posted, I don't know how many videos I've posted this deer at this point, because I keep going back and forth. He looks like a nice buck, and then, you know, I see him one day and he looks like a shooter, and I see him the next day and he doesn't look like a shooter, and I keep going back and forth on this guy. He's definitely a lot bigger than that buck that just walked out of there, or he seems a lot bigger. I think I said in one video, yeah, he reminds me a lot of my 11 point I killed a few years ago. You know, where he just grew, and, you know, we watched him, and, yeah, I killed him as if I think he was 4.5 when I killed him. And it was tough because, you know, you sitting there thinking, oh man, any of the neighbors would shoot that deer, and you couldn't blame anybody. I mean, my goodness, he's absolutely a shooter like this one is. I can't tell on this one. I keep going back and forth if he's a 3 or a 4-year-old. If he's 4, I think if I saw him in person, you know, and I looked at him and he was a small-bodied deer and just had a big rack on him, I'm probably going to let him pass. If he looks like a heavy deer, he kind of looks heavier right here. If he's got that heavy look about him, I may send it, guys. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this is a good buck. For our area, I mean, he's a good buck. He's one of them that, like, if he makes it another year, that would be awesome. But I mean, you can't blame anybody for shooting this deer on our property. I mean, come on, that's a nice buck. I don't see me, just based off what I'm looking at right here, I don't foresee me passing this deer up. I just don't see it happening. Yeah, he needs to stay away from me. I have that, I'm at kind of odds with myself because I want to see what he looks like in a year. But if I see him before that year, we're never going to see what happens what he's going to look like in a year. Mom and a fawn right there. Decent buck right there. Oh yeah, that's going to be a shooter, I'm pretty sure. Hey, here's that drone. Better picture right there. It's a pretty good one. We can see him pretty good. We'll swing around and look at the other one in a second. It's a wide deer. I mean, he looks like a pretty decent buck. Goodness. So if you're in the club, this is the Cahaba property. This is going to be a shooter. I mean, he's not standing, but I don't need him standing up to realize that that's going to be a really good buck. Yeah, he's a good one. It's going to be a good buck, man. That's a wide deer too. I wish I could get. Oh, this is the one that's got the hooked. Looks like a hooked G2. Yeah, he's an old deer. I mean, he's. I think this is the 5.5-year-old. He may be 6. I mean, he's on the older side. I know he doesn't look like it's sitting there. I think this is that deer. But if it's the one I'm thinking about, he was a 4.5 or 5.5 last year. He's a good buck. Definitely a shooter. But if you look at that G2, right there, it's hooked. It's kind of how I noticed that deer.